Welcome back, basketball fans. Welcome back. So, a few days ago, like about 3 days ago, I made this interesting post that caught the attention of a couple of people, and they had some choice things to say in the comments. And it reads: So South Sudan have multiple active NBA players, dominated continental basketball amid the FIBA World Cup, and they also had a BAL team in Cobra Sport. And even I forgot to mention that the reigning BAL MVP Noni Omot there. So I didn't even put that there. I didn't even put they also have Bol. He's a South Sudanese from South Sudanese descent. I didn't even add that, so you could see like the stretch in South Sudan's global people just all around the world just playing basketball. That's South Sudan. Then we got Uganda. Uganda has an NBA player in Ishmael Wainwright. City Oilers made the BAL, and they hosted the FIBA Zone 5 for women. So the reason why I put those two teams there is to show you and show guys that other nations in East Africa are taking up the mantle that Kenya should have had. Like they're hosting FIBA games. They have players who are playing abroad. Their leagues, especially the Ugandan one, the FUBA has been it has been exemplary the way it has been run. Okay, I know they have some problems on their side, but they're able to deal with it and they're able to like produce a good league. But now when you look at my own country, you're seeing a situation where we were said to be like ahead of these nations, but given like the whole corruption thing, mismanagement, poor governance, impunity, it has led us back and has brought us back to the point where we can't even do anything significant. So even I highlighted some of our failures. So while Kenya, we went 0 for 6 in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, got eliminated the FIBA AfroCan by Morocco this year, have won virtually nothing in the continent outside the silver in the AfroCan 2019 that happened 4 years ago, no Kenyan NBA player, no active KBF player playing in BAL, and are struggling to win games outside Kenya. True. KPA have struggled to win games outside Kenya, which has been very embarrassing. Team Kenya, the Kenya Morans, have failed. They can't win games, and it's all due to the legacy team managers, legacy players, the legacy federation. They have brought all this. So I also we just check out the comments. So we had quite a lot of people who had some interesting things to say. So this guy was kindly focus on your on your own. Why are you eyeing South Sudan basketball? Comparing us to you guys is indeed disrespectful, and we are far better than you think. At least be grateful that one of our brothers made it to the World Cup. Sudan is representing you guys in the African continent. No, I don't think this guy understood. The post never had the intention of like disrespecting South Sudan. It was showing how embarrassing Kenya is, and showing how South Sudan are progressing. That was the whole objective of the post. And South Sudan is representing you guys. No, South Sudan is representing Sudan and Africa, not Kenya. You're representing East Africa, not Kenya. Kenya, if you wanted to be represented, we needed to qualify, which we couldn't. We didn't even win a single game. I have nothing against South Sudan. As a matter of fact, I only took offense in your brother's words and offered him to give some little insight. What he said, duly noted. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your choice of words. So this guy, I mean, there was a lot of fireworks in the comments. This is Talanta Hela, and you think will improve sport? No. With this Talanta Hela, this is Talanta Hewa. As long as corruption is there, there's nothing that's gonna happen. Reason being, in high school, you promote South Sudan students to prosper. It's a Sudanese affair in each and every final, both in high school and college. True. We have a lot of South Sudanese players playing here in our Kenyan leagues. I don't see KBF putting any sanctions. Okay, I'm not saying they shouldn't play here, but they should be regulated, which they are not. And I feel like the federation is failing in doing that. Not saying that, no. I'm not saying that they're not supposed to play here. I'm saying that there should be regulations in playing here. And given like the way the federation has been operating, I don't think there are any barriers to entry for these guys. I don't want to say that there should be barriers of entry. All I'm saying is should be regulated. There should be rules in place to encourage like Kenyan players to play, and and them to play as well. There should be rules set. I don't think the rules are set, and if they are set, they're not being enforced. So none of the players on the USSD basketball team is home based. So what exactly are you saying? Problem, yeah, Kenya players don't feature anywhere. We concentrate on other countries' children. What you know? My God, there's lots of Kenyan players playing abroad. Problem is the few that are featured for Kenya. So problem is the few that featured for Kenya saw the rot that is management and decided it's not worth it. Yeah, I'm talking about Tyler, Nyakinda, Fidel Okoth, and Desmond. So it's not that we don't have foreign based players. Get the picture. My God, this guy is just writing like some some gibberish. Yeah, this guy, and he was very active. Buire Afulo. So Ish Wainwright, the Ugandan, was not even born in Uganda. How many of the US SSD players were born and raised in Sudan, South Sudan? Don't know where you are going with this one, but you are way off. Tulibarikiwa na mbio za nyika, and I'm very content. You see, this is the mentality that majority of people have. Kenya is known for athletics, right? We're a runners nation. But when it comes to like other sports like football, basketball, we're just not there. And a lot of like attention has been put like on track and field. And if you look at like other nations, I don't want to compare, but even I'm not even going outside the continent. You're seeing other nations like South Sudan. You can look at their situation. Like they don't have all those resources like that, but they're still able to like pull through and do a lot of things. And I mean, one thing that I even was shocked, like when I googled like the poorest countries in the continent, South Sudan was number one. But even given like the resources that they don't have, look at the strides they are making. They're one game away from making the 2024 Olympics. And if they beat Angola, that it's a done game, and they're going to make it there. At times kujibu ni useless. So yeah, had hata extra time haisaidi. My God, weacha moto iwake hizi specific zako ni null and void. So France national soccer is always packed with players of non-French descent, yet nobody makes a fuss of it. I don't even understand what it means there. For the last time, do not compare South Sudan with Kenya. It sounds disrespectful. So this is someone who has not even understood the whole context of what is being discussed here. So they just come in and just blurt out. They think that if someone mentions them, it's an insult to them, and they're in our Kenyan group. If they want to talk about their South Sudanese things, they should just go talk about them in their own group. So Nelson Maya Dor, yes, it's disrespectful to compare Kenyan basketball to a bunch of players who are not homegrown, aka refugees. We take pride in our own too. Oh my God, that was just a low blow. Messi and Ronaldo playing in different leagues. I don't want to add some football in there. Beyond their borders, all live all their lives but still come back and represent their countries. Talent is not talent until it's tested somewhere. It's not for this reason that your homegrown Kenyan basketball players compete only in Kenya, while refugees, like you have put it, are dunking in the world stage against elite teams, different levels. True. Do not take pride in incompetence and ignorance. Exactly. What this guy is saying is exactly what I'm saying. We have Kenyan players who play for the national team, but when they play in their respective they represent the teams that they play for, they play very well. But they come in the national team, they lay an egg and they don't play well, and they just come up with excuses. He started fire, now it's up to him to get rid of the smoke. So it just became a chess match here. No, for the last time, it's not talent until it's tested against other talents. It's for this reason that we have global competitions like the FIBA World Cup, and Kenya is not part of it because they're here telling South Sudanese about their homegrown nonsense. If you can grow your so-called homegrown talents for the next 100 years, but you'll still end up with tomatoes as long as your talents don't compete elsewhere against other talents. It's not a question of location. It's not even about taking pride in ignorance. It's a question of delivery and results, homegrown or not. Yeah, I mean, South Sudan, you can never argue with the results. Like in the shortest time that it has taken Kenya to even qualify for the AfroBasket, they qualified and they're now and they have played in the FIBA World Cup. Okay, they didn't like go further in there because they're matching up against teams that are very good. But if you look at what they have done in the shortest time and you compare what we have done, even if they have not won a lot of any silverware like that, but you can see the stages that they have played in, something that Kenya can only dream of. Kenya has Faith Kipyegon, all these athletes. My point is, lazima uone basketball, switch to something else which makes you happy. This is a defeatist mentality. This is someone who already gave up in his mind. This is the mentality that they go with in their daily lives, unfortunately for you. It's time we find solutions to our problems. Know what is ailing basketball, but no one takes action. Ministry of Sports, federations, coaches, umpires, players, and fans, we are all to blame. We just want to air concerns here, but nothing happens. You see, the funny thing that I see in this comment is these people know where the problem is and they know the solutions. They just don't want to say it. Like majority of the time when they even say Kenyan basketball is trash or how can we improve it, I'm like, if it's trash, how do you think we should improve it? I kept saying these federation officials need to step down and go and let other people who want to play, who want to not even play, not who want to rule with competence. But that's a solution that is concrete. They should resign and we get in. But the problem is, even when you say this, some of them just take exception and say, "Oh, no, that's not productive. How will that let us do this?" So it's just some people just playing stupid every time. Even Tanzania has had one play in the NBA. Kenya has never had an NBA player. Tuanzeni Mandamano then. All this has already been established over time, keeping on repeating with no clear union or unison in thinking for a way forward ndio zimekuwa kizungumkuti. So the thing is, there are steps that are being taken to change the situation. You can see the injunction notice. You can see KBF being taken to court over and over so that we can try to clean up the federation. Those are steps to solve this. What is happening here? People are airing their opinions. It imekuwa chorus. Since when does the federation ever listen to anyone with good intention and clear plan or strategy? Stakeholders have resorted to simply pointing out mistakes because solutions are never prioritized. Okay, solutions are prioritized. You can see what is happening with the KBF injunction notice. This is a solution. We're trying to establish the root cause of the problem. So stop basketball operations, that's number one, and try to get some accountability from them. That's the other thing. So that's where the problem is. Mnangojea federation isikie. I was thinking ni players union na team managers ndio wanakuwa addressed hapa. So just another casual there. How wako na M-Pesa already? Ni players tu ndio wamebaki na players wamezoea mediocrity. We are stuck here. Sacha tu tutulie mpaka Mungu asikie. Having understood the problem first, I would also help for you to share the solutions as well. Maybe it's the fix we need. The solution is these guys need to step down. If that is not clear for you, I don't know what is. That's the truth, according to the post. That's the truth they don't want to hear. It starts with the bad governance we have at KBF. Clear out the rot, amend the constitution to give players power, set out structures that promote the game within and outside. True. Poor management of the game. If nothing is done here, the game will deteriorate further. Kenya Morans are just chilling then. I dropped the bombshell. So I'm ready. So even at the bottom of the post I wrote, Kenyan basketball is on a free fall to oblivion. So even looking at these comments, I'm just saying people need to come out and keep commenting and keep engaging with this, because this is just creating awareness. They have been trying to hide a lot. The fraternity, the officials, the elected officials have had their time to like plunder the sport. I'm not even saying that Kenya basketball has money like that, but all I'm saying is they have taken time to mismanage the sport. They have shown us time and time again that they can never be relied upon. If someone cannot be relied upon, need to be sacked or resign. Since they were elected, you should just resign. You should hand in their resignations because they have shown time and time again they can't do nothing for this sport. They cannot create policies. And one thing that I even I've not even mentioned is the federation, the Kenya Basketball Federation is a federation that is supposed to be a regulatory body in basketball. So what they should have done if they were following like good governance is they should have created policies to encourage investors and clean up their act and not be corrupt. If they did that, they will attract a lot of investment in, and people will like big investors will be able to like sponsor the sport because they're seeing people who are honorable and they're not corrupt. If that happened, you could see a lot of investment coming in. You'd see people putting their money to like market their products in there. But given the current way that the federation is constructed, they're not encouraging that, and their impunity and corruption have led to this point. So that's all I have to say. I'll be just popping by with such type of videos. Please leave your feedback down in the comments because I find them so entertaining. Post got 36 comments and one share. Oh man, and 44 people engage in it. So man, I mean, Kenya Basketball Fraternity Forum on Facebook is just insane. So make sure not to miss the update on the action. Make sure you join that group because it's just very entertaining to see how other people like talk about these things. So yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.